Hello friends, welcome to another episode. Today we have the 4th of October 2020 and the weather outside is really horrible, so I thought why not to prepare another cake. And today we want to prepare a very unique German style cake which is called Crumb Cake. Yeah, so I could tell you about the German word, but it's a Streusselkuchen. So crumb cake is more easy to understand. As usual, I will explain exactly how to prepare this cake step by step. I took the recipe here and it is too much flour, so I reduced everything to half, okay? Because I didn't have enough flour anymore. It would be very nice if you follow the whole process how to prepare the cake and baking the cake from beginning to the end, because otherwise maybe you miss some important details and the result at the end is maybe not so good. Okay, so let's start it. I prepared everything here. As I mentioned, I reduced all the quantities, and here in my video description you can find the full recipe for free. And yeah, so let's get started. So I only want to show what kind of terrible weather we have here in Ireland. Look at this, it is super ugly weather, windy, rainy, and it is really a day to stay at home and to bake a nice cake. It is really ugly outside. This is Ireland. So what we have here now. I prepared something already, as you can see on the table. And of course I have my recipe here. It's better to keep it in mind. I also have a scale here, a small one. I really have to buy a bigger one. So as you can see, I prepared everything here. And then for the main cake, for the base, you need 250 grams of flour, 50 grams of sugar, 150 milliliter of milk, and 50 grams of oil. And then of course you need also some yeast and just a little bit salt, not this full bottle of course, just a little bit salt. Now for the ground for the cake you need 200 grams of flour, 175 grams of sugar, 175 grams of butter. Now the very first thing what you need to do is to take the milk, okay? Then you take the yeast, of course you have to open. And you have to add it into the milk, okay? And then of course you have to stir it. And you're preparing kind of yeast milk. When I see this weather outside, oh my god, this is really... I wish there wasn't the Philippines now without rain. But I love the rain in the Philippines. It's really nice and warm. And sometimes also refreshing, so it's not too hot. But here, we only had maybe 2 weeks summertime. Something like that, maximum 3 weeks, and for the whole year, can you imagine? So, as you can see, I mixed this everything. Now, this one has to rest at a warm location, not on the oven, but with a warm area. And it might be a good idea if you cover this with a small towel or something like that, and you let the bacteria grow inside, because yeast is the small bacteria, yeah? And just let it rest for 10 minutes and then I will come back to you. Now, the yeast was resting for around 10 minutes, okay? Now, what we have to do is the following. Okay, I'll show you. So we have the flour here. We are adding the sugar. Okay, we are adding the oil, Okay. And we are adding a little bit of salt. Not everything, just a little bit. Like this. Not too much. And of course, we are adding this one here, the yeast, together with the milk. Where's the camera? Okay, everything inside. There's still some yeast here. Okay, now what we need to do is, yeah, this is all the time the problem when I'm filming myself because my wife is at work. What we need is this one here. Okay, and you have to mix it. There is no other way around. Until it's very smooth. Oh, it's getting messy again here. So I'm finished with mixing, and the dough need to look like that. So very smooth. Yeah, the dough need to rest now for another 1 hour. You have to cover it with a towel for 1 hour, resting until it's getting double size. Because of the yeast, the dough will grow. So talk to you in 1 hour. Stay tuned. I put the dough into our sleeping room because it is a little bit more warm over there than here. And yeah, the dough has to grow double size actually. Okay, it needs a lot of rest time because it needs to grow. Okay, it takes 1 hour, something like that, and I have to go to get the dough in at 1 o'clock. Okay, in the meantime, we can prepare the following. We can do the toppings. Okay, so which means the crumbs, to produce the crumbs, which is super easy to do, very quick. Yeah, so you need something like that. You put the flour inside, what we prepared before, together with the butter. We need to add the sugar. And now it's getting messy because I have to put the butter inside. Clean your hands because you need them, okay? Alrighty, yes, so I prepared the camera so you can see a little bit better. I have to put it down a little bit, yeah, so you can see it a little bit better. So we have the flour and the sugar here inside. It's not really necessary to mix it, but I do it just for fun. Yeah, and then we have to put the butter inside, what prepared before. It should be soft, okay? Otherwise it will be hard to knead it. So, okay, now let's work. Okay. Okay, you have to knead everything to prepare to produce the crumbs. I'll show you how to do it, yeah, like this. You have to use your hands, otherwise it is really not really working. You're preparing the crumbs. Mix everything with your hands. Of course, this is a very messy job, but what you can do. Okay, yeah, I finished the crumbs now, which looks like that, the dough, okay? Now we have to wait for the other guy in the sleeping room to get it back, 1 o'clock, another 45 minutes to wait, and then we will continue with our production. Yeah, friends, yeah. The amazing thing is this one. Yeah, I don't know, the weather is really getting worse. It is really stormy, it is gray in gray, it is cold, it is raining, really. So it's a nice time to stay at home and to See Bernie preparing a kind of crumb cake. Okay, now here you can see what I have prepared. Actually, I got the dough from our sleeping room because it's a little bit warmer over there. And let's see if it grew up. Okay, so here's the dough. And I did not open it, I promise you. Honestly, I did not open it, and let's see how it looks like. It did not really grow. It might be the yeast or the quantity, I have no idea. Anyway, the next step is the following. Yeah, the amazing thing is that the waiting time. You have to wait 2 hours on all in all for letting the dough grow. The same again. No, but now we have to do the following. We need to get some baking paper. No, I don't know which side actually. I think with the shiny side, yeah, not the matte. So what I'm doing now is I put the dough on here. You also can use a plate, oven plate like that. You clean it up, of course, and you slide it. You put some butter on it or fat, yeah, and then you put the dough on it. But I'm prepared to do this at the moment because I'm too lazy to clean the oven plate. Okay, now I think it's getting a little bit messy again. My hands are clean actually. Oh, and it is very, very sticky. I had to use some flour because the dough was really too sticky. So it was not I was not able to work with it because, you know, I mean, it was sticky on your hands. So I had to use some. Maybe I can use a little bit more flour on it or on the baking paper because you cannot work with it. You know, I mean, how you like to knead it when it's gluing on your hands, and it is really okay. Okay, so now the thing is, you need to let it rest again for 10 minutes. Okay, and you have to cover it with a towel. So we let it rest now. Maybe you're wondering why it's so small, because I am using half of all ingredients, you know, because I did not have too much flour anymore. That's why I made half of all the different ingredients what I used. That's why it looks a little bit small, but it is okay for testing purposes also to show you how it works. Okay. I just wanted to show you what I'm using. Also sometimes I'm using a gimbal. Here you can put the camera inside, yeah, and you have a very smooth movements, yeah, when using this gimbal. It is so easy to use, and it comes with a stand. So I'm using this now. In a second. If you're interested in a piece like that, you will find the link below in my video description. Das ist natürlich ein bisschen doof jetzt. Okay, I'm filming already. Hello friends, now, yeah, I'm finished here. Unfortunately the dough did not grow in double size what I expected. I think it's because of the yeast. So I can show you here. I'm using my gimbal. Oh, wrong way. Here it is. And here you can see the dough. It grew already a little bit. I can see that. Okay. Now we have to flatten that. Oh, it's a little bit hard. But what I like to do now, you know, instead of how much was it? 500 grams of flour, I only used 250. You know, and of course this is small, but for some reason the dough did not grow up. Normally you have to use fresh yeast, what I didn't have. So what I was checking in the internet, how much dry yeast is one fresh cube of yeast, fresh yeast, you know, and what normally it is 2 sachets. Yeah, 2 sachets. I mean, 1 yeast cube for 500 grams of flour, but this is only 250, so I don't know why it didn't grow up. So I think I can make a heart or whatever, but I don't like to exaggerate too much now. I just like to make it a little bit bigger, not too small. This is now what the size of 20 centimeters diameter. I like to widen this a little bit. I don't know how much it will grow when I put it into the oven. Looks like a pizza button, a pizza crunch. Now, I think this should be enough. Okay. Let's see how high it will grow within the oven. Now what you need to do, you need to take a brush, what I don't have here. So I use my hands. I have some water here and you need to put it on the surface. I have no brush here. My hands are clean. Just a little bit water. This is perfect. I like it. And then, of course, I have to put the toppings onto the dough. The problem is now that the dough did not grow double size. So, and this looks very really too much for it. But I try my best to cover the whole dough. And this is also the condition is not as I expected. I think I used a little bit too less flour. But now I have it here. I just add something, whatever I can. Not with a special design. I just add it on the top. Let's see what the oven, the heat is doing to it. Okay, talk to you in a minute. Now, for me this looks more like a cheese pizza. So friends, I am preheating the oven. I have the fan here and I will put it in the middle and timer and the temperature 180 degrees Celsius, okay? Okay friends, now I have to transfer the cake onto this plate. I preheated the oven to 180 degrees. No, not yet, I still have to wait. And then I will bake this for 30 minutes, but I will keep an eye on it, you know, because you never know exactly. So I'm very excited. What is the result of that? Okay, talk to you later. Okay, friends, I just put the cake inside. So, and let's see in half an hour how it looks like. Talk to you soon. Okay friends, the time is over and it's ready to get the cake out of the oven. I turned it off already. And look at this, how nice it looks. Wow. Here we have the result of my cake. It's a little bit brownish on the top, but it looks okay. It is very hot at the moment. And yeah, the consistency. Nice taste. Yes, it's a nice taste. Sweet. Okay. Now I try to cut and see the consistency. I think it's a little bit loose, but let's see. So just try a little bit here. small piece. I mean, the cake still is hot. It should cool down actually a little bit, you know. But I like to see how it looks inside. Put it at the side. Yeah, it looks good. Look at this. It looks delicious. Oh yes. So I cannot eat it now because it is still too hot. And of course you have some crumbs here. But they're very tasty and crunchy. Yeah, this is my crumb cake. Hello friends. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed my today's baking cake again with a crumb cake. It really looks good. Look at this, the condition, I mean the consistency really looks good. Yeah, it is still warm. Look at this. Oh, nice. It is really nice. Honestly, I'm surprised actually because I thought it's not working. As you have seen, you should not talk when you're eating. Maybe I used the wrong yeast because the dough did not grow double size. So maybe you can use 2 sachets of yeast. But in general, really good taste. So if you liked my presentation today, I would be very happy if you would subscribe to my channel in order to see new upcoming videos which I'm going to upload to YouTube. And if you like to see the recipe, you can see this down in my video description. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. Okay, so that's all for today. And I say thank you again and bye bye, Bernie. And I'm heading off for coffee.